Welcome to another episode of the Yes Show. And today we have an awesome guest, Mike Garcia. Pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much. Pleasure to be here.
And before we get started with our interviews, we usually like to give a quote or basically something, a good tip that's happened to us or something that we've talked about with our videos during the week. And Jerry spoke about haters, which is a topic that is heated, and everybody talks about haters, right?
Yeah. I think people, they kind of spend a little bit, maybe too much time discussing, but really I think my point and the take that I took on it is it essentially boils down to being, to envy, right? And it's something that we're all susceptible to. It's just one of those things that jealousy, envy, things that you have to kind of fight against. And really, what's the reason you would be envious? And the reason that, the way I see it is, you see other people doing big things, and you know that deep down, and you have the potential to do big things in your life and to follow your dreams. And when you get envious, when you know deep down that you're not following that passion and that desire, and that's where the hater stuff comes. And so. And we've all been there. I think everyone should admit that. I know that I've definitely struggled with it before, but you have to identify it and then realize that it's just a negative emotion coming from a negative part of the world and the universe, and get rid of it.
Yeah, and when I added to what you spoke about on Monday, when I did my video on Wednesday, one of the things that everybody has haters, and you can take that information and turn it into a positive. Use that as fuel. Transform it. Yeah, does it hurt? Yeah, does it stink? Yeah. Everybody has their intentions, and everybody has different perceptions. But if you just, hey, you don't want any haters? Don't do anything.
Yeah.
It's that simple, right?
Yeah.
So because you have the haters or the different opinions or something to bring you down, or it may not be even to bring you down, you just perceive it that way, but turn that around, make that negative into a positive, use it as fuel. And that's just a great topic, which I think it's like a whole show in itself.
Absolutely.
But I want to get Mike's opinion on that. What do you think, Mike?
Well, that's a very good topic, especially with a lot of the stuff I'm going through in my personal business. It seems like if you do anything that is positive or successful, sometimes people look at it as threatening, or maybe you're overshadowing what they're doing. Or I really don't know what it involved, but I know that it definitely stems from positivity. So if somebody's doing something positive and growing and becoming a successful person, you should encourage it. You should definitely try to find out a little bit more about that person and their successes to add to your game, I guess you can say, because everybody can be a shining star. It just depends on what you put into what you're doing. So at the end of the day, use people's success as motivation for your success.
Absolutely, and not a reason to kind of cower and get away and kind of go and hide and not become the person that you're meant to be.
Right.
That's exciting. So we'll get into the show, but I was telling Edward about Mike. I go, man, we got to get Mike Garcia on. I met him over about 10 years ago, and we were beating each other up in a MMA gym and trying to pretend like we knew Jiu-Jitsu. And then Mike went from a complete novice, not knowing anything, maybe other than what he learned from watching a few UFC fights, to now becoming a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu, which is no easy feat, which is pretty amazing. So
definitely.
So thanks for coming. And
yeah, no problem at all. It's great, reuniting with you and kind of talking about the past and the things we've been through. It's been a long road, and I really don't stop to reflect on those things sometimes. So I appreciate you bringing that stuff up, because you tend to forget as you start forging forward in your path in martial arts. So it's good to always rewind and think about where you started and kind of where you're at now. And it's been 10 long years, and I'm proud to be a representative of Jiu-Jitsu in the Yuma area. It's a good thing, and it's an honor for sure.
That's awesome. So Mike, you want to kind of tell us a little bit about kind of growing up, how you came to be? Were you born in Yuma? Did you move here? Or?
Yes, actually I was born in Yuma. As soon as I was born, I want to say not even 2-3 months after my birth, I was moved and relocated to San Antonio, Texas, where I spent most of my childhood and went to elementary school there. And you know, I was brought up a Texan, you know, before I moved to Yuma. I moved to Yuma in 1988 and I was 11 years old. Started going to O.C. Johnson, and it was a different culture. I mean, it was, you know, very similar to Texas, but Texas is its own world, and there's a very strong Hispanic culture there as well as here. But the dialect, the language I spoke moving into Yuma was completely different. I had an accent. Kids picked on me for it, so it was kind of a hard transition moving to Yuma from the state of Texas for sure.
Wow. So what brought you to Yuma?
Good question. My dad was a Vietnam veteran, U.S. Army, and he was relocated to the Marine Corps Air Station here for work. He worked on logistics and bombs and things like that. So he had a job opportunity here. My mom was from here, so he was trying to, you know, make mama happy. So we transitioned back here in '88, and I've been moving back and forth in Yuma since then. I mean, I went to elementary school here, a lot of elementary, O.C. Johnson, McGraw, Alice Byrne. I went to Woodard Junior High School, I went to KOFA, and I attended AWC as well as GCU. So that's kind of my educational background and growing up in Yuma. So yeah, it's been exposed to a lot of areas of town, and I met a lot of people through, you know, moving different schools and relocating. But yeah, Yuma's a great place, and you know, you make lifelong friends by, you know.
Well, obviously you loved it if you stayed here from all that time. Now tell us about growing up. Military family, were your parents strict or?
Well, yeah, I can say that they were both very strict. My dad worked full time, my mom worked full time, and you know, they had a very strong work ethic, and they definitely pushed on us when we were young to, you know, work hard in the classroom, to, you know, be an example. But you know, I was kind of the black sheep of the family, so I tended to not do those things and get myself into a lot of little trouble as I was growing up. But I think that's kind of what molded me into the person I am, is just, you know, not going with the flow, I guess you could say. So that's kind of how I turned out the way I did.
Yeah, part of the there's another video that topic that we had posted is you know, the entrepreneurial type, the guys that want to go out don't typically follow the rules, especially when they're growing up. And it's hard when you have children and you want them to, you don't want to crush that.
No.
But at the same time, you want to kind of guide them and lead them. And so it's a
it's
interesting balance for sure.
Definitely. My parents, they definitely had a lot of patience with me. I definitely put them through a lot. And I think that, you know, being a kid who's very eccentric and energetic and hyperactive, it was a hard time for my parents to control that. But at the same time, they would put me in different activities and sports and things like that to try to curb it. But at the same time, I was that kid that wanted to get a fishing pole and a bucket, head down to the creek and fish all day. I was kind of a Tom Sawyer, I guess you could say, growing up. So
that's great.
Yeah, so that's kind of my background when I was growing up.
Cool. So I want to hear a story how you guys met. You know, you said you met at the gym.
Yeah, you know, I was just moved back to Yuma, and I was looking for a way to work out more than just lifting weights, and found an MMA gym, and it was actually in an industrial park, and where Mike and I met was in a metal building, had no air conditioning, had some wrestling mats, and we would go out there and you know, boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, and like I said, you know, Mike, we both started, we were, you know, novices, and Mike kept with it for 10 years, and now he's a black belt. So that's
well, one thing about Jerry is that he did get to a point where he could have fought. He just never punched the ticket. But I don't blame him. I mean, we didn't come in to become professional fighters. We began to get in shape and to learn martial arts and to build off of that. But once you get in a room with a bunch of studs who are, you know, eager and ready to go and fight, they kind of lure you into, hey, come on, let's get you in there. Let's
get you to the next level.
Yeah, well, that's what it was. It was just a big brotherhood. And Chuck Smith, Chance Farrar, thank you guys. You guys are the ones that started it all. And if Chance didn't open the doors, if Chuck didn't open the doors to us, we would definitely found other things to do.
That's so interesting. So this is before all, the MMA hype right now, so that's...
Absolutely. There was really nothing going on at the time. We were seeking for knowledge. There was nothing here. There was only a couple of individuals who really had an insight. Jared Vanderzol, that's one of the major people in my path of Jiu-Jitsu who helped me out. And he planted the seed here in 2006, opened the first Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu school, and followed the traditions that Fabio Santos passed on to him, and he passed on to me. So it's a lineage. It's a tight-knit community we have. I mean, everybody,
That's very awesome.
Supports one another, and we come together when it's,
So you're using this as an outlet, as something, you're using it as a workout.
Yes.
Now, obviously that was your passion, and we haven't talked about what you do. You have a full-time position.
Yes, I do. I
But
work a full-time job still.
You turned that passion into something to where you wanted to teach others and a business branched out of it?
Yes, sir. Actually, the opportunity arose when my professor decided to take a job opportunity elsewhere, and we still had a full squad of students and people that wanted to move forward. So he let me know that the way the system's in place is that I'm an instructor under him, and once he leaves, it's kind of like passing the torch down to the next person who's able to fit the mold. And I really didn't think I fit the mold. I was a competitor. I was really focused on just going out, trying to win medals and represent our team. But I knew at some point I was going to become a full-time instructor and somebody who's going to pass the jiu-jitsu on to others. So it was kind of hard, getting that dropped on me. But with the support I have a lot of good friends who back me up. Larry Jones, I know you're hearing this, but they came together, solved the problem that we needed to find a home. We scrambled to find a home. We did, and I'm lucky enough to have the business I have through, my instructor passing it on to me. So it wasn't something I just, happened to just say, I'm going to do this today and went out there. It was actually a lot of time and energy put into training me and to make sure I was equipped to pass the knowledge on to others. So my instructor saw it and said, you know what? Here we go, your turn. So
that's very interesting, because most of our interviews that we've had, it's like, okay, I'm focused. This is what I want to do. I'm going to open up this business. This is what I want to do. Whereas you, it's really neat that you have that passion and then doors open up for you.
Yeah, it was a blessing in disguise, I guess you could say. And I felt I wasn't ready for that transition, becoming from a full-time athlete to actually becoming a business owner. But like I said, I have the right support units in place. Timing was right, and I'm lucky enough to be here 3 years later running a business in Yuma. So it's a great thing for sure.
When you had mentioned though, I wasn't ready, but you'd been a student in the game for a number of years, and you were always a teacher even from the beginning. So you always had that. So obviously, what you put out in the world kind of came back to you.
I think that's exactly what it is, Jerry. That's it. I've always tried to be a team player in any environment I was in, whether it was mixed martial arts, whether it was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, now with wrestling. So I always try to, just be that optimistic, positive person out there for sure.
That's cool. That's a great story. So can you tell us a little bit about, any past careers? I mean, what did you...
Oh, yes. Actually, before martial arts, it was concrete construction. I did a lot of concrete. I learned how to finish concrete, how to set forms, how to be on a job site and be a professional through, years and years. I did 10 years of construction before I got into martial arts. So I felt that being a blue-collar guy, working a construction job, it taught me really, really strong work ethic. And as a matter of fact, I didn't speak Spanish at all up until the point I started working construction. It was crazy, and I got on a job site with nothing but people who spoke fluent Spanish. So I was lost. And the only way to survive on a job site is by adapting and learning. So I learned to speak Spanish, not fluently. I'm not fluent, but I can communicate well enough to navigate my way through a job site, whether it's construction. And now in a professional market, I'm able to communicate with children, which is a lot easier because children are just coming up. But it helps me grow as an individual too, where I'm able to communicate with kids in English and Spanish and grow from it. So I've never taken a formal Spanish course, but being in the right environment, I adapted and I learned, a lot of the phrases, a lot of terminology, and and I try to add every day something new with it.
Nothing like a sink or swim Spanish class.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah, it's not easy.
And you're doing that right now, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. That's good stuff. Bilingual is definitely a good thing, and I'm actually dabbling with a little Portuguese as well because
because of the
yes, my professor from Rio de Janeiro, so he's fluent in Portuguese, and when I go train in San Diego, there can be a number of black belts or even brown belts in the room who are Brazilian who speak in Portuguese. So I like to pick up the dialect, and it's really similar to Spanish. So it's
I heard,
yeah, it's pretty fun to learn.
That's cool.
Good deal.
And then so we kind of talked about some of your past careers and your education, and so you said you went to Grand Canyon? Is that?
Well, I'm attending Grand Canyon at the moment.
Oh, okay.
I'm not, I don't have my degree. I'm actually
Working on it?
Yeah, working on my degree, working on bettering my education and becoming a better professional. So I don't think I'm gonna stop. I'm always gonna seek ways to get a better education, to get sharper at the level I'm at, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that idea of constant, never-ending improvement.
Yes.
Yeah, that's like Kaizen.
Yeah. A little plug in, huh? Mike, you have so much energy. You're very positive, and I don't think you've ever done anything that you didn't fail on, or you didn't stumble on anything. Or
That's a good.
do you have something for us that you'd like?
I was thinking about that particular question, and I don't have like a major failure that I can really stand. I have a lot of failures. I think that my success came from failure. It came from a lot of failure, failing over and over and over and over until I got it right. And that's even with jiu-jitsu. I think that a lot of people tend to run from challenges, the things that really, really are hard to grasp and get a hold of, and they'll just run. For me, I like to use it as motivation and push myself as hard as I can to learn what I'm trying to attain. So yeah, it's.
So you have a story for us?
Well, I guess
Nothing in particular? Just
little things, little bumps in the road, bad choices, just making, I have an older brother, my brother Robert Pearson, who gave me advice. He said, every day you wake up, you're faced with choices. Every day, you make a choice, whether it's good or bad, it's going to affect the overall outcome of your day. So when I was a young man, I was good at making bad choices. So bad choice. And he's like, look, bro, if you just start making good choices, things might change in your life. Things might get a little more positive. So I was kind of a knucklehead. I'm like, all right, I'm going to listen to my older brother. And, I would really evaluate things before I would do them. I was really impulsive when I was younger. Instead of thinking about just do it, I was just, all right, let's go. We're going to go do this. Yeah, let's go. I wouldn't really, do I have to be at work? Do I have to, now, or from then till now, I really think about the decisions you make throughout the day. So really evaluate, should I do this way? Should I do it that way? And just make good choices, and positive things will happen. I think that's the biggest thing about it. Just make good choices, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean it's something that when you're young and you're actually you're the high energy type, and you just don't see the downside in anything.
No, exactly.
It's all up. It's all
up. You don't see the negative. You don't see the things that can bring you down, I guess you can say.
So that's cool. So Mike, what else are you passionate about? I mean, you're.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm passionate about children. I'm really, especially being in the Yuma community, and like I say, I failed a lot, especially as a kid. I failed, and a lot of people told me that, you're not going to amount to nothing. You're not going to be this. You're not going to do that. So with working with children now, I'm doing the complete opposite. I'm telling the kids, no, you can become something greater than you can even imagine. And I even use myself as an example a lot of the times where, I didn't have all the best things coming up. I didn't have all the resources. I didn't have all the tools. I didn't have the best grades in the classroom. I just found a way to, make it through without affecting anybody around me. I don't like using people as stepping stones. I tell the kids the same thing. Don't use your friends as a tool to get something better out of the situation. Be a good person. I try to influence the kids in a positive way, because a lot of the kids, I'm sorry to say, come from some rough areas of Yuma, and the school I work with, we cover a broad area. We cover all of Yuma County, so I get kids from all over the place, but I'm just passionate about seeing kids grow up in the community and go on and become very, very productive adults, teens, and people in our society for sure. So that's my passion.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, as we wrap up, I want to talk a little bit about your business. The Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I know it's becoming more popular. You want to tell us a little bit about who is the clientele that benefits from it? Is it kids? Is it adults? Is it middle-aged?
Wow, that's a really good question. Actually, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu covers all of it. I mean, you could start from 5 years old to 8 years old. We have people that are executive people who work normal jobs, doctors, lawyers, police officers, construction workers. So it's a mixture of a lot of people in the community. I really like working with professionals because they're eager to learn. They want to be on the mat. They want to absorb the knowledge and grow. And that's the cool part about it. I mean, Jiu-Jitsu is kind of its own filter. You don't get a lot of people who are bad energies that come in, and usually when they do, they don't usually last. They kind of see that the energy in the room is not negative. There's a lot of positivity when you walk in. There's people that are going to be there to support you from the time you step on the mat to the time you leave. And I feel Jiu-Jitsu is good for everybody, and I would love more than anything to see it become involved in the school curriculum as a physical education course, as an elective, as something that we can definitely push into the school system, because it's not just fighting. It's not fighting. It's your basic motor skills. It's exercise. It's diet. It's a full spectrum of a lot of things that can make you a very healthy and very successful person in your everyday life. And that's what Jiu-Jitsu provides, if you ask me.
Is meditate, I'm familiar with martial arts and, Okinawa Kempo and more karate, but the breathing techniques, the meditation, is that part of Jiu-Jitsu as well?
Yes, it is. It's a big part of it. Actually, Rickson Gracie, who is, I want to say the representative right now, who's really focusing on the real strong principles of what his father and their family provided. A lot of people, that are getting involved with Jiu-Jitsu are just focused on sports aspect of Jiu-Jitsu and not thinking about the overall picture of, the self-defense, the breathing techniques, like you were saying. I mean, there's a lot that you can do to make yourself a better martial artist. And Rickson does different types of abdominal breathing exercises, which it's good to help you open up your lungs, to help you prepare for a match, to just get the anxiety out of your body. So yes, absolutely. I don't think every Jiu-Jitsu athlete does meditate, but as they get going through the ranks and see the need to do it, they definitely start adding to their regimen. And I do a lot of different things for preparation. Some people have the anxiety out before a match or before they start rolling and doing a practice, but breathing is definitely the essential thing to get that to release that anxiety. Definitely.
That's amazing. You can use that in business and life.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I could see why you like working with the professionals. That is a great answer to the question on that. So I want to end with this before Jerry wraps it up.
Yes.
How do we get a hold of you? And where's your center at?
Okay, you can get a hold of me on Facebook at Yuma Family Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You can also find me at Fabio Santos Jiu-Jitsu website. I have an area of the website with my information on there, and my personal cell phone number I keep with me all the time. You can call me directly and message me. It's 928-750-3007, and I definitely answer my phone if you call. So if you guys give me a call, I'll definitely be the one you speak to. You can find me at 201 West 18th Street, Suite number 6, and it's right behind Staples off of 16th Street. We have our hours from 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, and we also offer weekend classes at noon. And right now we're doing kind of a promotion. I want to bring you guys some brochures. I have a free week offered to anybody you recommend. So I'll definitely bring those to you guys to promote the business. So right now we're giving away a free week to people who are interested in trying Jiu-Jitsu out. No experience required. We actually recommend you come with no experience because it's definitely the foundation we're going to build upon. So if you don't have any experience, great. If you do, we definitely accept you as well, and we look forward to seeing you on the mat.
Awesome. And then what age does it start? How old?
We start from 5 years old and up. I recommend that you bring your kid by for a free class with Noé Guerra, as well as the free week we're offering as of now. So if you get a chance, we have our kids classes on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 5 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Awesome. Cool.
And do you need a gi or?
For the kids class, you can come with just a shirt and shorts. It's kind of we're just starting the program back up again, so it's just coming into play where we're gonna start ordering gis and getting kids more familiarized with it. But right now it's a little warmer outside, temperatures are coming up, so we're just trying to do t-shirt and shorts to keep the kids, not too hot, because the gi, it's a little heavy, it's a little, it's a little dense. So
you gotta wait before you get super hardcore on them.
Yeah, we're not trying to push them out, we're trying to bring them in, that's for sure.
Yeah, very cool. Well, Mike, the one question that we always ask is, what's that one piece of advice you would have for entrepreneurs, athletes, people that are kind of are sitting on a couch wanting to take action but are kind of paralyzed by fear and anxiety? What would you tell them?
Well, I don't know where I heard it from recently, but the fear and anxiety is not doing anything for you. It's actually holding you back from accomplishing your goals. So it's almost like that you're gonna jump out of an airplane and you're holding yourself back from doing it, but you take that leap of faith, you're gliding, you're feeling good, and all of a sudden, you're in a good opportunity. So basically what I'm saying is you just gotta jump. You just gotta make the jump. You can't hold yourself back. It's gonna be scary, it's gonna be nerve-wracking, but I think once you make the initial jump, all those fears and anxiety go away and you start seeing that there's actually something there to build off of. And I feel that's just take a risk. Don't be afraid to take a risk. I mean, if you don't take a risk, you'll never know, and you're gonna live the rest of your life wondering what if. Yeah, I don't like the what ifs. I want to be out there and see. I don't mind taking no for an answer. And I heard that from a good friend of mine, and it never hurts just to try. What's the worst you're gonna hear? No.
Yeah.
Get over it, and just keep moving forward.
Yeah,
for sure. Man.
Love it.
Awesome stuff.
Thank you guys.
Love your energy, man. Thank you so much, Don.
Thank you guys for having me. Have a great morning.
Yeah, have a great week, everybody. Please share and like our live news feed, and then check out our page, Yuma Entrepreneur Show, and we will see you next week. Have a great week, great weekend as well.
Excellent.
Good job, man.